meeting of ALCOSAN, Thursday, July 28th. We always begin with this salute to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Stepping up so fast, I couldn't get up.
I'm always afraid I'm gonna get like hooked up in the chair and end up just falling.
And I have, yes. All right, do we have any public comment, people? We do not, thank you so much. And also just for everyone to know, we did have an executive session just prior to this meeting. No votes are taken, and now we will have our roll call.
Good evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Councilman Paul Klein.
Here.
Representative Kincaid.
Here.
Corey O'Connor.
Here.
Jack Shea. Dr. Gilliam.
Present.
Harry Readshaw.
Here.
Sylvia Wilson.
Here. Shake stuff up sometimes. All right, we are going to move on now to information items. We will start with a report on the operating costs and revenues compared to the budget, Exhibit A. And we have Ms. Lori McKay to give us that presentation, Exhibit A.
Thank you very much. The financial information that is presented is as of June 30th. We are halfway through the fiscal year. As of June 30th, we have collected 52.8% of our revenues, and we have spent 45.4% of our operating budget. The authority continues to operate in a sound financial manner. Any questions?
All right, thank you. Hearing none, we're going to move on to item B, which corresponds with Exhibit B. Ms. Kennedy, the 2022 capital budget status report, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So we are really spending money. So we're up to over $76 million for the year. And thinking back to the last time I gave this report back in May, we've spent almost $30 million in the last 2 months. The bulk of it is obviously with the plant expansion projects that are ongoing, but there's a reasonable amount of work also going out in the system, about $4 million on the interceptor projects. And then you see our parking garage, it's getting close. So a decent amount of money, about $3 million was spent on that. It's just going to continue to be busy for the foreseeable future. But if you had any questions on any specific projects, I'd be happy to answer.
I thank you. Hearing none, we'll move on to the open house report. Joey Valerian.
Madam Chair, just a reminder to everyone, open house is September the 10th, 9 to 4. It will be only in person. It's not a virtual aspect to it this year. We do have all of our vendors from last year coming back, which is good. There was some question marks in a couple of them, so we do have a full house this year. Hopefully we'll have a full house people.
Okay, thank you. Item D, report of actions by the executive director. This corresponds with Exhibit C. There are 4 change orders. And rather than read them all, I'll just let Ms. Williams go over every one of them.
Well, thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate that kindness. The first change order is a credit. It's a credit to resolve quantities. I believe we had anticipated around 200 tons. Ended up being somewhere around 40 that were required to be removed. So always good to see a credit. The second change, first change was outside of the plant. Second change back in the plant. Relative to the north end, some work that was required on the substation. Nothing out of the ordinary. Next change, again, still in the plant. The next 2 are related to the parking garage. First one, simple repairs, sorry, not repairs, you can't repair what's not completely there. Modification to stairwells. The second is changes, I think that's the, the condensate pump. And ports for charging electrical vehicles, because we want to make sure that building supports needs well into the future. Any questions?
I'm not hearing any questions, no comments on those items. So we will move right on into action items. And the first, we need to approve the minutes from the June 23rd meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor of approving the minutes? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item B is to consider authorizing payment of invoices in excess of $20,100, and this corresponds with Exhibit D.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item C is the motion to award the following contract. Item Exhibit E is the contract on the environmental compliance facility and to award it to Hudson Companies. Ms. Williams?
Madam Chair, you see we have good competition. You can see the pricing is relatively tight. And I'm glad to see that the pricing is close, because the bids are actually about 15%, maybe 15 to 18% over our estimate. And after investigation, we believe that to be due to the ongoing cost escalations, inflation, what everybody is dealing with across the country. If it had simply been one bid that was out of whack, I would be concerned, and I will tell you, it's the same thing for each of these. They are over what we had originally projected, but investigation determined that was the reason. So certainly recommend award.
Thank you. Motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 2 is a contract 1759E Environmental Compliance Facility. It's awarded to Bronner Technical Services, and this goes according to Exhibit F. Ms. Williams?
Madam Chair, I failed to point out that these contracts you are awarding under the new change order policy that you've implemented. So you are, in addition to the base contract, you've got the 10% contingency. You will note that on each of these. Again, this is good pricing relative to the overall bids, but above our estimate. We have experience with this bidder and recommend award.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion is approved. Item 3, number 3, sorry. Contract 1759H Environmental Compliance Facility to Guys Mechanical. Ms. Williams?
I could say the same thing over and
So
over
moved.
again.
Second.
All in favor?
That would be the
Aye.
response.
This contract has been approved. Contract 1759B Environmental Compliance Facility to SSM Industries, and this goes according to Exhibit H. Ms. Williams?
Again, another.
Or it's G, see, I'm on G. I'm going too fast, G.
No, you were
No,
right.
it is H, okay, H.
You're right.
Motion
That would
approved.
be second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Look at that teamwork.
This is teamwork, teamwork, teamwork. All right, number 5, contract 1765 CCTV inspection of ALCOSAN drop shafts to Robinson Pipe Cleaning Company. This goes according to Exhibit I.
We have now come away from the environmental compliance facility. We are back in the interceptor system. We have a lot of experience with both of these vendors. The pricing is significantly above what we had anticipated, but it's what the market is bearing right now. We recommend award.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is approved. Item number 6, contract 1767, furnish and deliver sodium bisulfite to Southern Ionics Incorporated. This goes according to Exhibit J.
Madam Chair, you can see the difference in pricing from the previous award in the lower left-hand corner of the page. Once again, this is what the market bears. It is product that we need.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that has been approved. Number 7, contract 1768, furnish and deliver chemicals and technical service for treatment of boiler water, steam, and condensate to Rochester Midland, and this goes with Exhibit K.
Madam Chair, you can see single vendor pricing here. It is the company that we have been doing business with. We're very satisfied with the service. Pricing is in keeping with what we would expect and recommend award.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And motion is approved. All right, moving on to item D, that goes along with Exhibit L. And this is a motion to authorize the preparation of specifications and advertising for bids for the following contracts. We have 1771, furnish and deliver Teflon tubing, 1772 emergency sewer contract, 1773 Sheridan Park ecosystem maintenance, and contract 1774 furnish and deliver incinerator bed sand.
Madam Chair, the first contract, I could be the executive director for another 50 years, and still, this contract would be Greg Jones' contract, because he's the only board member that I ever knew to take a personal interest in Teflon tubing. So for Greg out there, wherever you are, we ask you to move forward with that one. The second one, emergency sewer cleaning, that's a contract you're familiar with, annual contract. The third, Sheridan Park maintenance contract. So as a part of our agreement with the Corps on Sheridan Park, we have a requirement to do some ongoing maintenance and upkeep. This will provide for that. The fourth, incinerator sand, that's for the fluid bed incinerators. You're very familiar with that as well.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, this items. Item E, the motion to approve the following change orders that exceed $30,000. This is Exhibit M, Ms. Williams.
And Chair, the first change is on the RAS pump stations and piping. Two changes. Help me out here, Kim. What were these two?
Yeah, we had to make some roof and wall modifications to set the pumps. We found some deficiencies in the existing building when it was originally built, so it needed to be beefed up in order to set the pumps. And then the second one was just the purchase of some 42-inch couplings, and the labor was included in the base bid.
Thank you, ma'am.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is approved. All right, items F, G, H, and I were presented at the Professional Services Committee meeting, which was held July 14th. Item F is a modification for service authorization 314 for Keystone Acquisition Services.
Madam Chair, did you actually address the second change order or just the first?
I thought we were doing both.
Did we vote on both?
I thought we were doing both.
on
Max?
I had it down as both.
I thought it was good.
Okay, but Emily, you thought what?
I thought it was just the
That's the first.
because we talked about the coupling and we talked about the wall structures. It just, I didn't see that we talked about.
We'll go back. Could I have a motion on number 2 then, please?
Thank you.
Motion, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. All right, okay, going back to item F.
All right, Madam Chair, these were taken before the Professional Services Committee and moved forward with a unanimous recommendation for approval by the board as presented during the Professional Services Committee meeting. F and G both relate to property acquisition support by the firms that were brought on in 2018. At that point, we thought we would be moving forward more quickly with the overall program and property acquisition. This is the second one-year extension for both of these. So not that I'm asking you to take F and G together. I'm simply explaining them both at the same time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to approve items F and G.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that motion has been approved. Item H, a motion for modification service authorization 350 for AE Works for the construction phase and services and some additional scope items.
Madam Chair, as you recognize, you just avoided the 4 components of the environmental compliance facility construction project. AE Works is the designer for that and the parking garage. As you know, we continue design consultants work through construction phase so that we have the right people associated with the ongoing project as we open final construction. That's what this provides for.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion is approved. Item I, motion for modification service authorization 353 for G. Stevens for additional work associated with the construction management services of the parking garage. Ms. Williams.
Very well said, Madam Chair. Construction management goes along with constructing the parking garage. The parking garage had some additional, or as you can see, it's, Kim says, it's almost
It's
done.
really close.
It's really, really close, but they are also the construction manager for the environmental compliance facility. This will take them through that project.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is approved. Item J, the motion to authorize payment for acquired personal property assets to Battaglia Motors and Battaglia Auto Recycling. Ms. Williams.
Madam Chair, this is to close out the acquisition of a piece of property to support clean water plan and program implementation. This will address some of the leftover items that were on the site.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is approved. Item K, a motion to authorize the executive director to enter into a second coordination agreement with PWSA. Ms. Williams.
Madam Chair, you will notice second, we will have an ongoing requirement to coordinate with our largest customer to share information and to do so in a way that compromises neither agency's ability to do business. This will provide for that. With the direction of the solicitor, we think we've come to an excellent agreement.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion is approved. Item L is a motion to approve an agreement with First Student to provide the shuttle services for ALCOSAN's for the employees for temporary parking lots. Ms. Williams?
Madam Chair, again, we're very close, but not close enough to conclude what would have been the original, the term of the original contract for the shuttle services. This will extend through the period we are assured the parking garage will be available for use.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is approved. Item M is motion to authorize payment to Sherwin-Williams or to approve contractors for costs associated with repaving, fencing, and security equipment.
Madam Chair, there is a segment or sliver of property that we will be acquiring that will require, just as it says, some fencing, some repaving. There is a gate that currently exists at the Sherwin-Williams property will need to be relocated, nominal overall.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is approved. Item N, motion to adopt resolution 2022-701, authorizing executive director to execute the project management plan with U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and a project partnership agreement with the Department of the Army.
Madam Chair, this, I believe, puts us at a 25% share. Is it, Mike? We are 25, they are 75. For that reason alone, you should approve it.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion, did I have any names on that one? So I thought I heard, I thought one voice was missing, but okay.
No, that was cool.
Motion is approved. Item O, a motion to adopt resolution 2022-702, authorizing the executive director to enter in certain agreements with Norfolk Southern Railway Company for work within the right of way for projects that we have coming up. Best of luck.
Thank you. That and prayer, we will take. Madam Chair, this is the first of 3 agreements that we will be coming to you to adopt. It can be challenging working with our railroad brethren, but we're looking forward to excellent interaction.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is approved. Item P is a motion to adopt resolution 2022-7-03, authorizing executive director to execute a non-reimbursement agreement with Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. Ms. Williams?
Madam Chair, as it says, minor adjustments need to be made to a handful, I guess a handful of your alien manholes, 7 manholes on 28. We have had good cooperation and interaction with PennDOT. Ask for your approval.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Just checking, you said on 28?
21. 10th Street bypass.
Okay, all right.
Sorry
thank
about
you.
that.
Thank you. All right, we're coming down to, we don't really have some new business, but we have somebody who wanted to say something.
Old business. I guess I'm old business now. Yes, so this will be my last meeting as a board member. So I just wanted to do a couple thank yous. Obviously to our ALCOSAN family out there, if the employees watch, it's been great to serve on this board. I can't remember how many years at this point, being chair for a couple. We've had a great time, but the employees really are the heart of ALCOSAN and they do a really good job. So I want to thank them first. Board members, we've had a great time. Our council member is now on board, so I've known you for a long time. Your heart's in the right place when it comes to the environment and other issues that are going on. I know Jack is not here, but he's been a friend for a long time and wish him well at home. I think we will have a young person that can bother Harry at the board now that we've known. So Representative, thank you for being that person to fill in here.
She has a sign a contract.
She's a sign contract. But I actually think you're a good person for this because you represent this side of the river, but also you're passionate at the state for these types of issues. Doctor, I will miss the green meetings that we had for a number of years, but I think your expertise is going to serve the board well over the next few years. Let's see, where do I start with these two to my left? I don't know. Should I go easy? I'll go with Harry first. Known him for a very long time. You know, he has done a lot for this board down here over the many years, but also for the city and the area that he represented. And he did run the meetings very quickly, taught me how to do that. We've probably been yelled at more times here than I ever was in school by Arletta. Good thing there wasn't a detention room that we would have to sit in. But I want to thank you for your leadership and friendship over the years. And I will miss these fun little interactions at the board meeting.
Oh, thanks.
I think that's why we probably had a couple people retire once we started bothering them at these board meetings. And then our chairperson, who has been a good friend for a very long time, knows everything about this place, fights for the workers all the time, fights out in the field for us and what we're doing, which I think is the best part, somebody to have our backs when we go out to the community and the direction that we are in, you know, really fight for what we've done and what we're going to accomplish down the road. So I want to thank Sylvia for all that. And she's very good at what she does as the chairperson now, what, 5 years? It's been a while, but thank you very much. The group that sits around the table, I've annoyed you a lot. We've had a good time. We've had a lot of fun. I think running the meetings, I probably cracked a little too many jokes sometimes. Some were inside jokes, but definitely worth it. What have we accomplished? Let's see. So I went in a dunk tank. We stopped. No, we actually fought the assigned seats at movie theaters. I don't know that we accomplished that, but we had a good fight about it. I think being here, you know, the CAP program, helping people out, green infrastructure, a lot of great things have changed over the past few years, but it doesn't happen without all of you directors here. So thank you very much. I would probably say my last thank you obviously has to be to Arletta. As a friend, as a mentor here, telling me what to do, how to run meetings. A lot of people don't get to see that side of you, but I think everybody is under your umbrella here as a family. And I will say that going through some old notes a couple of years ago, and I'll get personal for a minute. A couple of years ago, I was having a tough time outside of politics, just at home, and came to talk to Arletta, and she gave me a note and, you know, changed she said, don't open it for a while. I'll tell you when to open it. Told me when to open it. Life-changing, have a baby, have a great life now. So thank you very much for that. And yeah, this place wouldn't be the same without you. So thank you guys very much. I took up too much time. Got to beat the pirate traffic out of the north side, but thank you very much.
Thank you, Corey.